Hi there, it's Asia, and in this video, I'd like to show you how you can replace but with more formal linking words to create complex IELTS sentences. This is exactly what you need for a high grammar score. But of course, your score can be really high only if you know punctuation too. So I will teach you where to put your commas. Okay? Let's get started! First of all, there is nothing wrong with using but in your writing. It's one of the most common conjunctions or linkers in English. Just remember that if you use but to connect two independent clauses or two sentences that could exist on their own, you need a comma. Here is a simple example. The sun was shining, but it wasn't very warm. So we could just say the sun was shining. We could say it wasn't very warm. This means that we need a comma. Don't forget it. If we couldn't separate these two sentences, like in this example, I like apples but not oranges, we don't need a comma because not oranges is not a sentence. So you don't need a comma here. Now let me show you a more IELTS writing example. The traffic congestion is getting worse every year, comma, but little has been done about it. Again, the traffic congestion is getting worse every year. This is a normal sentence, and that is the present continuous tense. It's a process. It's getting worse and worse, so we can use this tense. Little has been done about it. That's okay as a sentence too, and that is the present perfect passive. So someone has done little or little has been done. Okay, next point. Sometimes in writing, in informal writing and even in newspapers, you may see that but begins a new sentence. But that's quite informal and you should avoid doing that in IELTS writing. The easiest way to replace but is to use however. That's a perfect formal conjunction or linker. You can just say, the sun was shining, full stop. However, comma, it was not very warm. Basically, however is very frequently used after a full stop at the beginning of a new sentence. And don't forget that if you use however, you interrupt your sentence, so you must always put a comma. However, comma, little has been done about it. The trick is that you can't use however in the middle of a sentence and use a comma to separate these two sentences like you do with but. So this is not correct. If you'd really like to use however and have one single long sentence, then you must use a semicolon. The sun was shining, semicolon. However, comma, it was not very warm. We're already using semicolons. You can also put however in the middle of your second sentence. The sun was shining, full stop. It was not, however, very warm. You see, it's in the middle of the second sentence. Why is it good? Well, because the transition, the connection between sentences is smoother and is great for your IELTS score because then this transition doesn't look mechanical. It looks very natural. The trick is that you need to know where to put this word. So in the first sentence we say, it was not, however, very warm. But in the second, little, however, has been done about it. And you always put a comma before and after however because it interrupts your sentence. The next linker you should master is although. When we use it, we must always put a comma to separate two clauses. Although the sun was shining, comma, it was not very warm. Or it was not very warm, comma, although the sun was shining. So don't forget that comma. The placement of although is very important. You should put it in the statement that makes the main statement surprising. Our main statement is it wasn't very warm. I'm like, okay, fine. But why is it surprising? Well, because the sun is shining. And we would expect it to be warm, but it wasn't. And you put although in the statement that makes the main statement surprising. Although the sun was shining, it was not very warm. And if you compare although and however, we use them in different parts of the sentence. Let's compare. The sun was shining, however, it was not very warm. But although the sun was shining, it was not very warm. And if you use although instead of however, the logic gets broken. Sometimes it works this way too, but quite often it doesn't. So be very careful about it. Just to confirm this point, let's have a look at the more complex sentence too. I'll read them again so you hear where those words should be used. The traffic congestion is getting worse every year. However, little has been done about it. Although the traffic congestion is getting worse every year, little has been done about it. Next, despite. The good thing is that you can use despite in any part of your complex sentence, but in different ways. So you can say, despite the fact that the sun was shining, it was not very warm. Or, the sun was shining, full stop. Despite this, comma, it was not very warm. If you use despite this, don't forget comma afterwards because this phrase interrupts your sentence. And the more complex sentence. Despite the fact that the traffic congestion is getting worse every year, comma, little has been done about it. And the other way around. The traffic congestion is getting worse every year, full stop. Despite this, comma, little has been done about it. You can find more examples of how to use however, although, and despite to replace but on my Telegram channel. It's called Fast Track IELTS, and if you search for the hashtag FT8, you'll get straight there. And you can save those images on your phone to remind yourself later. Speaking about other types of complex sentences, I have a whole playlist on how to write different types of them. If you watch it, you'll learn a lot, and this is exactly what you need for IELTS writing. Thank you for watching me today, and good luck with your preparation and your exam. Bye!